Every budgeting app, every spreadsheet, every 50-30-20 rule video has one thing in common. They tell you what to do with your money, but none of them understand your actual life, your irregular income, your specific bills, your real spending patterns. So they fail. And then you feel like the failure. You are not the problem. The system is the problem. Here is the part nobody talks about. Budgeting advice was designed for people with stable salaries, predictable expenses, and no financial stress. If that described you, you would not be watching this video. The people who need budgeting help the most are exactly the people generic budgeting advice works for the least. That gap is why AI changes everything. AI fixes this because it does something no budgeting app can do. It thinks with you instead of at you. It does not judge your numbers. It does not shame you for last month. It starts exactly where you are right now and builds something that fits your actual life. Here is exactly how to use it across 4 areas that most people never think to apply it to. The first is building a budget that actually fits your situation. Open Claude and start here. I want to build a realistic monthly budget. My monthly take-home income is approximately this amount. My fixed expenses include rent, utilities, and these subscriptions. Help me understand where my money is going and where I realistically have room to make changes. Claude will ask follow-up questions. It will push back if your numbers do not add up. It will flag things you forgot to include, the annual expenses that hit once a year and destroy your budget every time because you never planned for them. Car registration, holiday spending, annual subscriptions. Those invisible budget killers are the reason most people feel like they are doing everything right and still running out of money. Claude catches them. The whole conversation takes 15 to 20 minutes. The result is a budget built around your actual numbers, not a template designed for someone else's life. One important note before we go further: Claude is a thinking tool, not a financial advisor. Everything in this video is about using AI to understand your own situation more clearly. For major financial decisions, always consult a qualified professional. What AI gives you is clarity. What you do with that clarity is your decision. The second area is understanding where your money actually goes versus where you think it goes. This is where most people get a genuine shock. Paste 3 months of spending categories from your bank app into Claude and ask, based on these spending patterns, what are my 3 biggest areas of overspending, and what would a realistic 10 to 15% reduction look like in each one? Almost everyone underestimates the same 3 categories: food and dining, subscriptions they forgot they have, and small daily purchases that feel insignificant in the moment. A $4 coffee every workday is over $1,000 a year. Claude will find these patterns instantly and show you the math in plain language. It is the closest thing to having a financial analyst review your numbers without paying several $100s an hour for one. The third area is debt. If you have multiple debts, credit cards, personal loans, a car payment, student loans, the order you pay them off matters enormously. Most people make minimum payments on everything and wonder why the balances never seem to move. Paste your debt balances, interest rates, and minimum payments into Claude and ask, what is the most mathematically effective payoff order for these debts, and how much would I save in total interest compared to just paying minimums on everything? Claude will walk you through 2 strategies: the avalanche method, which saves the most money, and the snowball method, which builds the most psychological momentum. And it will show you the actual numbers for your specific debts. Not a generic example. Your numbers. That difference in understanding is what actually changes behavior. The fourth area is the emergency fund, the financial cushion that separates a bad month from a genuine crisis. Most financial advice says save 3 to 6 months of expenses. That sounds impossible when you are living paycheck to paycheck, and it stops most people before they even start. Ask Claude this instead. I can realistically set aside this specific amount each month. What is the fastest path to a $1,000 emergency fund given my current expenses, and what is the simplest system to make sure I actually follow through? $1,000 is not 3 months of expenses. But $1,000 is the difference between a flat tire being an inconvenience and a flat tire being a financial emergency that wipes out your credit card. Start there. Claude will give you a specific timeline, a realistic savings rate, and a simple system for automating it so it happens without requiring willpower every single month. Here is the mindset shift that makes all of this work. Most people treat their finances like a test they are failing. AI treats your finances like a problem to solve. There is no judgment in the conversation. There is no comparison to what you should be earning or saving. There is just your numbers, your situation, and a clear path forward from exactly where you are right now. The tools are free. Claude has a free tier. The only thing required is 15 minutes of honest conversation about your actual financial situation. Most people never have that conversation because it feels uncomfortable. The ones who do are the ones who actually make progress. Start today. Open Claude. Type your numbers. See what it tells you. Subscribe for a breakdown like this every week. Practical systems, real tools, no fluff, no shame. Next, if you want to know how to use AI to build income on top of the money you are saving, that video is right here.